Hello, and welcome to this review of the Dukes and Secrets historical romance book series by Mariah Stone. I'm Olivia, your favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot. You're watching Random Olive Reads. First up is All Duke and Bothered. New Duke Preston wants revenge on his brother's killer, so he arranges himself in a position to marry Penelope, the young lady that he believes led on his brother and whose father hired ruffians to beat him. She does not know about her father's misdeeds and is horrified at having to marry Preston, who openly disdains her. Preston believed that Penelope was a shallow flirt who was interested in his brother's money, but really she just thought they were friends and liked to talk about art together. Penelope was not interested in marriage at all and wanted to work on her painting. As Preston starts to see that he was mistaken about Penelope's true personality, he feels guilty for misjudging the situation with his brother and also guilty for marrying Penelope. He's still preoccupied with getting revenge on Penelope's father, though, and she's disappointed that he's clearly choosing revenge over the possibility of love and happiness. It's all a muddle until Preston can share his secrets with her. Her Rake Fiancé is book 2 of the series. Richard is looking for information about his missing brother from a certain prominent criminal and is promised the information in exchange for marrying the man's sister. Jane is the legitimate daughter of a baron who was cast out of society after her father's death due to her connection with her criminal brother, but she doesn't want to get married because she runs a school for impoverished children. She and Richard strike a deal to help him find the information he needs before the supposed wedding, and then they'll break off their engagement. Of course, as they spend more time together, they slowly start to fall in love, and Richard is the one who proposes that they turn their fake engagement into a real one. Jane is unsure since she has her own goals with her school and doesn't quite fit into polite society anymore. But I did appreciate that these two communicate pretty well about their past and grow to learn to love each other. Project Duke is book 3 of the series. Lady Calliope has no interest in marriage since she's so independent and outspoken in her goals of opening a sleuth agency. However, when the dastardly Marquess who hurt her many years ago announces his intentions to marry her, she needs to find a protector in short order. She's hoping to gain information to rescue her missing brother, but ends up entangled with Nathaniel, a handsome but impoverished duke. His late father has been trying to dictate his actions by withholding inheritance until Nathaniel marries and provides an heir, and time is running out. Nathaniel proposes a marriage of convenience to Calliope in exchange for assisting her find her brother. Although these two are very much attracted to each other, their personalities are completely ill suited. Calliope is brash and independent and always getting herself into danger, while Nathaniel has all sorts of emotional scars from being unable to protect his mother from danger, and he wants to keep his new wife and sister safe from harm. I thought these two characters were a little irritating because they couldn't empathize with the other person, but we slowly uncover more about Calliope's missing brother, and that mystery plot was really interesting. Betting Against the Scoundrel is book 4 and the conclusion of the series. Former Duke Spencer is back from his involuntary stint in the Navy, now with a limp, nightmares, and lack of direction. His brother and heir Preston is irrevocably the new Duke and also married to Penelope, the woman Spencer had loved and wanted to marry. Although everyone is glad to see Spencer alive, he's broody and isolated and set on revenge against the corrupt Duke who sent him to sea. Meanwhile, the overlooked and ignored Joanna is attempting to rescue her own family from ruin by that same Duke, who happens to be her uncle, by looking for blackmail material. She and Spencer cross paths with their common enemy, but they kind of have opposing purposes. There's some bickering between the two, but the attraction between them is undeniable. And although Spencer tries to seduce Joanna, he's also unwilling to start any proper courtship, even as he realizes that he cares for her. When the Duke Bought a Wife is the prequel novella to this series, so it takes place before book 1, but it doesn't have to do with the main family of the series. It's just one of their Duke friends and his wife. Emma is in a terrible marriage with a baronet who is older and cruel and definitely did not deliver on the financial assistance that her parents needed when she married him. And in the course of traveling through the countryside, he's had enough of her insolence, so he dresses them both up as pig farmers and sells her in the village square in a wife auction. Sebastian happens to be there with his friends and decides to rescue her. He conveniently needs a wife to deter his mother from setting him up with a proper lady, and a farmer's wife is the perfect revenge. Except that Emma is actually a gently bred lady and just doesn't tell him so. Sebastian is shocked by how well she cleans up and attempts to seduce her on the daily, but she refuses him until she doesn't. This one was a relatively quick, low angst romance with just the right amount of drama and villainy to keep things interesting. This series was action packed and tied together by the well liked but slightly quirky Seton family. So the main four books all have to do with the siblings of that family. We start off with a new Duke seeking vengeance for his brother's death and slowly start to uncover the mystery of what happened to the presumed dead Duke. This series does make the most sense reading in order since there's that continuous mystery throughout. The prequel obviously follows a couple who are family friends and can be easily skipped if you're not interested in that storyline. Overall, this was a fun series to read and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you added this series to your TBR. Links to all of these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe to get updates, and you can follow me on Instagram at randomolive.